Shemai, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. Shemai, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. Shemai, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Alahayanawa, Achad. before I before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Raha Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and double honors to the men that taught our elders and apostles. You know, I was sitting looking at the weather and, you know, the things that are going to transpire this weekend, you know, possibly may be that event. It says, what we know about the storm, it says a massive winter storm set to begin tomorrow will stretch 2,000 miles across the country from the Arizona New Mexico border to upstate New York. All major metros from Dallas to New York City are in the storm's path. The storm will start in Texas and Oklahoma with treacherous conditions after sunset on Saturday. Wintry precipitation will stretch from central New Mexico into central Virginia. By Sunday, heavy snow will push into the northeast, including New York City and Boston, and icing continues over parts of the mid Atlantic. The storm will end by Monday afternoon. It says a National Weather Service said today that 123 million people are under alerts for snow, sleet, and freezing rain ahead of the storm. It said wind chills of degree 40 to 50 below zero are possible in the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes region. In Texas and other Gulf Coast states, temperatures could feel like the single digits to minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit. So, with that being said, we understand what this is all about. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and verse 19. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. You know, because you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Hebrew Israelites that are here in Babylon the Great, you know, you have fallen away from the Heavenly Father, and He's sending these things. You know, the Heavenly Father is in control. There is no Mother Nature. The Heavenly Father is in control of the weather patterns, and He's sending these things as scourges for amendment, you know, as a punishment to amend you, to amend your ways. But it says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You know, it's like I guess when the 2021 came in, when they had the the that plague that came through where everybody was getting a jump shot. You know, people were at home under lockdowns, and they had to sit down for a minute, right? But they didn't change their ways. You know, they might have started reading, but they didn't change their ways. They went right back to the same old thing that they had always been doing. You know, soon as it was opened back up, they went and trusted in Esau and got his jab, and then they went back to the things that they had been doing before, not being mindful of the scourges. But this time, you know, maybe this is the fulfillment of this prophecy. It says because it's going to be freezing, you know, lights are going to be cut off, and this is 2nd Esdras 16 and 21. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So, today everything is good. Everything is good. It's 65 degrees outside here in Texas, Houston, Texas. But by Saturday night, it's going to be it's going to feel like it's 10 below. So, all of the people right now, they think they're in good case, but that could turn around really quickly, really quickly. It says, for many of them that dwell on the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So, and it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. So, this is going to happen on the earth. This is going to happen now. Whether this event that's going to happen this weekend is going to bring this on, or whether it's going to come in the near future. But these things are going to come to pass because the Heavenly Father has said that this is going to happen. Scourges are meant for amendment. Let's get that. That's Jeremiah 16. This is Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 9. It says, for thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel. And notice, it always says that. It always says the power of Israel. The Heavenly Father is not dealing with any other nation other than Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. So, Christianity deals with supersessionism, which is, well, let's get it. Supersessionism. Supersessionism, also known as replacement theology, is the Christian doctrine that the church has superseded or replaced the Hebrew Israelites as God's chosen people, taking over the covenants, promises originally made to Israel. The view holds that Christianity fulfills Judaism, meaning God's relationship with the Hebrew Israelite people was discontinued or fulfilled in the anointed, making the church the new true Israel. Different forms exist, from hard supersessionism, total replacement requiring Jewish conversion, or soft supersessionism, a church as fulfillment but acknowledging Israel's past role. So this is really deceiving, because Jewish is only one tribe, but I mean Jewish is not a tribe, but they're referring to I guess Judah, Yahweh, which is, which would represent Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, right? But there's 12 tribes. So this right here is just, deception, because it would be the Hebrew Israelites, not the Jewish, Israel's past role. And what is it? Let's ask GPT. Is supersessionism in the Bible? Yes, supersessionism or replacement theology is a doctrine found in interpretations of certain Bible passages, particularly in the New Testament, suggesting the church replaces Israel as God's chosen people, inheriting promises through new covenants. Okay, well, let's see what they're talking about. Okay, the passage like Hebrews 8 and 13, he has made the first one obsolete. Let's get that. We're going to get Hebrews 8 and 7. Let's get Hebrews 8 and 7 and see what it says there. Hebrews 8 and 7. So, yeah, okay. It says, this is Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 7. It says, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. Okay, so the first covenant, that was the first covenant, it says, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. Okay, so let's look at the first covenant. It's Exodus 24. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahweh, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice, saying, all the words which the Lord Yahweh have said we will do. And Moses wrote all the words of Yahweh, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar unto the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so this first covenant, right? Only the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, it says, and he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahweh. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood sprinkled it on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, all that Yahweh hath said we will do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh hath made with you concerning all these words. So the you is the children of Israel, right? Then went up Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. But the you is the Israelites. So it says, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. It says, for finding fault with them being the Israelites, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Okay, so the supersessionism is saying, yes, Hebrews 13, he has made the first one obsolete. Okay, well, like I said, we're reading it, but it just says, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. As I stated before, Judah being Benjamin, the southern tribe, Benjamin, Judah, and Levi, and Israel being the northern tribes. It says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel, all 12 tribes, after those days, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. Okay, so it's only talking about Israel right here. And it says, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Okay, and that all is the house of Israel. All the people of Israel will know Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. It says, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more, being the children of Israel. It says, in that he saith a new covenant, he have made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. So that doesn't say that it opens it up for the other nations. That's a misinterpretation, because you're just reading it. He has made the first one obsolete. Yeah, he made the first one obsolete, meaning that he's going to make a new one. He doesn't, the first one was we needed to keep the covenant in these bodies, whereas the second one, he's going to put that in our inward parts. Let's get that. This is Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 24. It says, for I will take you. Okay, let's go up. This is Ezekiel 36 starting at 22. It says, therefore say unto the house of Israel. So it's speaking to the, know who it's speaking to, right? It's like, when people start reading, they forget to put it in context. The Lord in that Hebrews chapter 8 is only speaking to the children of Israel. Well, I mean, the whole Bible. The whole Bible is only speaking to the children of Israel. But, it specifically says that a new covenant will be made, with the same people that were under the first covenant, because it's a new covenant. So, it stated it. It stated it. It says, not according to the covenant I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt. So that's what it's talking about. It's talking about the Israelites. It's not talking about letting other nations into it. Right? But let's go back to Ezekiel 20. It says, therefore say unto the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for mine holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whether you went. So, profane, defile, pollute, desecrate, pollute oneself. So, we profane, or we polluted the Heavenly Father's name amongst the heathens. Wheresoever he sent us. It says, and I will sanctify my great name, which was profane among the heathen, which ye profane in the midst of them, and the heathen shall know that I am Yahweh, saith the Lord power, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. So that is the promise. I mean, that is the promise. So there is no supersessionism. This is, you know, Chat GPT is just a liar. Was this Matthew 21 and 43? Let's get that. Let's get Matthew 21 and 43. Matthew. Says, this is Matthew 21 and 42. Yahushua said unto them, did ye never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner. This is Yahweh's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of the Most High shall be taken from you and given to a nation bringing forth fruits thereof. And whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, but on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. Okay, so what this is talking about is the Israelites. Let's get it. It says, therefore I say unto you, the kingdom of the Most High shall be taken from you and given to a nation bringing forth fruits thereof. So, man, we're a sinful nation. Hold on. So, this is talking about the Israelites that knew that they were of Israel, but they weren't going to believe on that stone that become the head of the corner. And the Israelite foreigners would believe on it. The Israelite foreigners would believe on Yahushua, which would bring them back into the covenant because they were cast off. It's talking about, let's get it, and Ephesians 2 and 12. It says, this is Ephesians 2 and 11, it says, wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time ye were without the anointed, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without the Most High in the world. But now, in the anointed Yahushua, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of the anointed. So, I mean, that Matthew is not talking about a whole nother nation. It's talking about the Israelite foreigners, or the so-called Gentiles, the Israelites that have fell away, not knowing that they were Gentiles. Not knowing that they were Israelites. Let's go back. Yeah. So that is another misinterpretation. What else? What has been mainstream Christianity's theology for centuries, modern theologians debate its biblical bias and implications, with some viewing it as central and others rejecting it, especially regarding God's ongoing plan for the Israelite people. So yeah, it's, supersessionism is not a real thing. It's not a real thing. So Chat GPT is, basically lying. But with that being said, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Shalom.